Welcome to the Crystal Orb Museum. Have you ever been with us before? No? Okay, so you're a newcomer. Well, that's great. What we like to do for everyone who is, visiting us for the first time is we like to just sit down with you for a few minutes and show you some of the brochures that might be of interest to you. And they kind of walk you through the highlights of the museum so that you can pay careful attention to certain exhibits and just provide you more information in general about the facility. Would that be all right? Okay, terrific. So, our little visitor center. I know, it's kind of quaint, right? There are some refreshments there as well if you like. We have some brownies and some chocolate chip cookies. And then I think I have hot chocolate and tea right now available. Okay, so help yourself whenever you like. Let me start by showing you our catalog. Now, do you know anything about our crystal orbs? No? Okay, well, we originally called them crystal balls, but we felt crystal orbs sounded so much more, elegant. So we went with that, a bit more mysterious, I guess. And plus, we had a lot of people mistaking our museum for the fortune-telling center, which is in another area of the Labyrinth. So, crystal balls and everything. So, we kind of wanted to differentiate ourselves. So let me show you the main page here on the catalog then. And I'll let you take this with you too when you tour the center, definitely. So essentially what it is crystal orbs. If you've ever seen the movie, okay. Well, what they are is they're a bit more in-depth than the movie portrays. Essentially, they're a magical container, if you will. I know that sounds so mundane, but they're kind of a housing unit for a person's dreams. So, or their wishes, their desires, that sort of thing. Now, typically, everyone is limited to a certain amount of orbs in their lifetime. It all depends on karma, things like that, how many orbs a certain person gets. There is actually a test you can do. They take a small sample of hair and they're able to tell you how many orbs. We have that facility here in our museum as well if you want to do. There's a small fee associated, but you can figure out how many orbs you might get. It's kind of neat, right? Well, the most I've seen, one person came in here about a year ago, and he was allocated 7 orbs, and he'd already used 2, but that was the most I've ever seen. That was quite unusual. Usually it falls around the 3 to 5 mark. And what you do is you touch the orb, and then once you make physical contact with it, you're transported into the dream world or the wish world, whatever the case may be, and you're able to usually transport yourself in and out of it at will. It all depends. Some people get so immersed in the world that they end up staying there for years on end without even realizing it. And time does pass differently in the orb, so let's see here. Okay, so this is the page that talks all about that, kind of the history of the orbs, and it goes more into detail about exactly what they do, and this page is basically the testing process that we conduct here on premises. Okay. Now here discusses all of the exhibits. So this, now of course we have 2 orbs from the Goblin King himself, and when you look at the exhibits, you're able to actually see what is going on in the orb to a certain extent. It kind of plays out like a movie. Of course, the central character is not there because they've either donated the orbs or we inherited them from their estate, that sort of thing. So you'll kind of see the story that revolves around them. Yeah. And sometimes it's not even a storyline so much as just kind of an atmosphere and ambiance. So you'll see what I mean when you tour the museum. Okay, this page here discusses the Goblin King's 2 orbs that we actually inherited. And yes, he bequeathed them to us. And lovely. Yeah, this is, on the next page here, this is Sarah's orb. And this is probably the most famous orb we have here on site. And this is the Masquerade Ball orb, of course. And it's a bit different than it was portrayed in the movie, so you'll see what I mean. I don't like to give too much away. Now, here are some of the orbs from famous historical figures that have visited the labyrinth in the past. Yes, while you're here, you're more than welcome to step inside an orb. Definitely. I do recommend, though, that you do go through the testing process first to make sure how many you are assigned. And then you can even purchase them all at once if you like. Yeah. Well, there's already one included in your vacation package, and if you want to purchase the additional ones, you can. Otherwise, you can just mail order them from us. We also have a website where you can get them in the future, and you'll be given a card. And it basically stipulates how many orbs you'll be receiving over the course of your lifetime and how to receive them. Yeah. And yeah, it's definitely a chance of a lifetime. Every time you step inside an orb, you have an idea of what you're going to find there because you can see it from the outside, but once you immerse yourself in it, it's just, it's unbelievable. Yeah. All right, and these, as I said, these are the historical figures that have been here before. They're different orbs. Now, it's my opinion that you can tell a lot about a person by looking at their orb. You can tell kind of what their values were, what their beliefs were, what they really held dear. It's funny because some of the most demure and tame people have some of the most spectacular dream orbs. And it throws you a bit off guard because you don't quite expect it. But, I think my favorite one, honestly, Agatha Christie has an amazing orb, and it's it's quite unlike any of her novels. I do believe there are fairies involved and things of that nature. And then another great one is actually, well, Emily Dickinson is fabulous. The whole garden scene. And think of who else I just saw recently. Well, of course, some of the presidents, the American presidents. George Washington. He has a rather odd. It's almost like you're in the middle of a genie bottle. I don't quite know how to describe it. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I'm just going to show some things here. Okay, these are actually from some of the people from the other realms that we've seen here. Not your human realm. It's some Wonderland figures. I think there's a couple Enchanted Forest people in here, and maybe one or two from Neverland. I'm not quite sure. But Snow White has been here, of course. She's actually one of our patrons. Yeah. Well, how it works is you sign up for a membership essentially, and we send you calendars and catalogs throughout the year, special events. Every year we hold 2 special events, one in the winter and one in the summer, and you're able to attend that. It's kind of a VIP party. Yeah. All right. Trying to find another area of the museum that might be of interest to you. Now, these, we have a small section devoted to, well, a small display area, I should say, devoted to goblins and people who are kind of more locals. We do have Ludos, dream orbs. We have, of course, the Didymus family, and a variety of the notable goblin families, in particular the royal family. And what we do is we put some on display in kind of a rotating basis, the more notable and unusual dreams. And then we have a storage area in the back, kind of a vault, where they can keep, store it all. And they pay on basically an annual fee every year. It just keeps them safe. Orbs are very fragile. When you get your orb, you will get it in a box, and it's lined with satin. And you will want to keep it in there and make sure that it just stays free of dust and debris and things like that. And if you do notice any cracks, we do have a special serum that you can apply to it to kind of mend the crack. But once it does start cracking too deeply, it can escalate quite quickly from there and just shatter altogether. So you will want to be careful, and then you're not able to access that dream world. You can't transfer it to any other orb. So, unfortunately, I actually had one of our VIP members that happened to her a couple of years ago, and it was a realm that she frequented quite often. She would step inside the orb probably on a monthly basis, and she was just devastated, and I can understandably. So, let's see here. And this section here is what I was talking to you about joining, becoming a member. It kind of talks about the different events that we have, the perks of membership, that sort of thing. You would receive another card in the mail, essentially, and that would deem you a member. And you don't necessarily have to frequent the labyrinth in order to become a member. You can just get all of your perks via mail, except, of course, for the attending the events. Yeah, you would have to kind of book your vacation around that if you wanted to attend. But, I think that's about it. We do have some cafes and restaurants on site, and this is kind of another page that talks about orb allocation and testing. It goes even more in depth about how long the process takes, kind of an FAQ. So I would definitely check out if I were you, if you were interested in it anyway. And we actually have an opening, it looks like, tomorrow for that. Yeah, I just had a cancellation, that's how I know. So if you wanted to, we could put you down for the orb testing. You want to do that? Okay, yeah, that's not a problem. And then you would just, we actually have kind of very comfortable rooms where you can take the orb and just kind of explore for a little while. And then we have an attendant who comes in and kind of makes sure everything's okay, and then kind of helps you out of the orb, because it can be quite tricky the first time. Okay, well, I'll put you down for that then. That sounds great. All right, I'll let you take that, and then I guess we'll see you tomorrow then. And what you'll do is you'll just report, take your time today meandering around the museum, definitely, but what you'll do is tomorrow you'll come and report to the facility that's in the back there. It's that green door. And someone will do it's just a brief testing process, and then we'll get you all set up with your orb. Okay? Great, okay. You take care, have fun.